Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is my G.I. Joe Sky Striker from 1983. As you can tell, the canopy does appear to be very yellowish for some reason. Maybe because of fading, maybe too much touching, opening, closing, so on and so forth. This is going to be my restoration project. When I got this Sky Striker, it was completely dirty, filthy. The guy or lady I bought it from on eBay did not even list that it was dirty. As you can see, I've cleaned this thing twice so far. I still have a lot of dirt right through there. I was not very happy with this thing at all. I even used a magic eraser on it and soap and water. I used Dawn. I believe Dawn would be pretty good on getting a lot of it out. As you can see, right through here was like one of the hardest spots. I still probably got to go back through. The decals were completely faded. I was just not happy at all after I got this. It was missing so many parts. I don't like to talk about prices, but I paid $20 for the whole shell. Now, I had to buy the wingtips individually. I also had to purchase the engines down here, as you can see, separately. Give me a second to try to hold everything up here as I turn it without knocking everything over. So I think this might be a better view of it. I even had to buy the different engine covers. And this is how you can tell that it's definitely not the one that goes to it. It's a different color. And that's fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. It's kind of like buying a used part from our parts junkyard or whatever. You know, it's not going to match up 100%. It could be close, but it's still not going to be 100%, and I'm fine with it. I had to purchase the Sky Striker canopy differently offline on the aftermarket. Both of the seats, I was able to get Ace here from the local comic book store. I was very surprised he had him. He was very yellowish, and I attempted a cleaning job on him, and I used peroxide. Basically, it was the 3.5% or 6%. Put him in that. I took him completely apart and put him in the bag for close to, I think, an hour. I set the egg timer, and he's definitely a lot better than what he was. He's not perfect, but I'm fine with that. I had to buy the seats. I came across the seats for like 14 bucks. Now, understand, when I'm talking about I bought it this year, the same year I'm going to post this, and prices could go up, they could go down. Some people may ask for more or less, and it's up to the individual who buys it and sells it. My biggest thing was I was so upset that this was filthy. It took me almost 2 hours to clean it, and I still have to clean it again. I found this parachute, and the parachute actually came with the backpack. It was a mail away. And since this Sky Striker didn't have one, I went ahead and rolled it up and put it in here. Now it's camouflage, and I'm fine with it. It's not the original, and I just don't feel like I'm going to spend more than $5 for a parachute, especially for one that old. But I'm definitely fine with this. This is my restoration project, and that's what this is going to be called. The Sky Striker restoration project. I have another one as well, and I'll probably make that a custom one where I actually change probably the color of this and make it black like we were kind of led to believe when these first came out in 1983, 1984. If you look at the catalogs and the mail-in exclusives and those little flyers when you bought a vehicle, it would show that some of the Sky Strikers had black wings. Now, I believe that they're out there. Don't get me wrong. I believe whoever had them as a kid, or especially for the commercials, probably still have them to this very day. They're probably worth a pretty penny. But be careful if someone says they have one and they're selling it. The only ones that I know that you can buy on the market right now are from the 25th or 30th anniversary of the Sky Striker. Well, excuse me, let me correct myself. Not of the Sky Striker. It's the part of the Sky Striker, but it's the anniversary of G.I. Joe itself. So this is my restoration project. I'll show you the decals I bought, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. Okay, these are the replacement decal stickers. I got this from somebody offline, and I did not get this in the exclusive, eBay thing. These decals look really nice. The only big issue I see with these right now could be that they're not pre-cut. So I'm going to have to probably cut every one of these out by hand. And as you can see from a couple of my other videos, I don't always have a very good steady hand. So we'll back up and try to get all at one shot here. There we go. So if I really like these decals and they do a good job for me, I'll be more than happy to promote who I got them from. If I don't like it, enough said. So what we're going to do is, I talked to a lady that sells Tupperware of all things. Asked her, how do I clean this? This is plastic. How do you get rid of old yellowing and discoloring off of plastic? And her recommendation was baking soda and vinegar. She said if you use a small bowl and fill it with baking soda and vinegar, let it set for up to 30 minutes, it should come out a lot cleaner. Well, we're going to test that theory. Okay, so I got the Sky Striker canopy off. Got a clean bowl here. I'm thinking maybe setting it upside down might work. And kind of let it fill up and just soak in it, see how it does. We got our trusty good baking soda here, our distilled vinegar, and we got some regular good water here. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of baking soda, a little bit of vinegar. We're going to try with vinegar first and see what happens. Now, when I was posting my last video on YouTube, Hooded Cobra Commander 788 had a great idea of doing kind of like a Mythbuster idea for Zartan, Xandar, Zorana, and I liked that idea. I liked it a lot. And come to think about it, I thought, well, why don't I do like a Mythbusters for, ooh, we got a chemical reaction here. As you can tell. A little bit on this side here. And we're going to let this soak for a while. I'm going to fill it all the way up to get at least past the rim here. There we go. And I thought, well, why not do a Mythbusters kind of thing on repairing any G.I. Joes or vehicles or accessories or whatever. So we'll let it sit here and soak for about 20 minutes or until it quits fizzing. And when we're done, I'll start the camera again and we'll see what happens. Now, another thing I've thought about doing too, as we're seeing if this is going to get it any cleaner, is I got an old fashioned Storm Shadow. I did get in the aftermarket. The picture showed that he was completely as white as he is right here on his forearm and on his thighs. His back looks really nice, but take a look at the color difference from his knees down. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put him in and let his feet soak. As you can see, he's basically from like the knees down, so I don't think that's going to hurt anything. And I'm going to go set the timer. I'll go get that and bring that in, and we're going to set it for 20 minutes. Well, it's been almost 15 minutes, as you can see. I set it about 20 minutes. I got about 3 minutes left, and all I've done so far is put both of my Storm Shadows in, completely submerged him, and I see a little bit lighter, not by much, really not by much at all. Like I said, this was the one that was sitting there at an angle because of his knees. I really see not that much difference in him for some reason. So as I took him out, let him dry for a minute. We're going to go ahead and wash his knees. And I see really nothing. Ooh, looks like we got some stuff that's fallen off him somewhere. He looks good. And that was clean water just a second ago. At this point, I think our test is kind of over. Ooh. Now I see that does look a lot better. It's actually more transparent to me. I like it. I'm not going to say that this is a complete success. Maybe next time, put a lid on here, and I also kind of used this to kind of stir and reactivate when I thought it was just getting neutralized. And as you can tell, it looks like it's reactivating. I think at this point I'm actually going to put it back in for maybe 15 more minutes, this time with the cover on, to see if there's any difference. I'm impressed. So far it looks like it's doing a pretty bang up job. I can actually, like I said, put Storm Shadow here, and I can actually see him compared to seeing a lot of fog. So I'm going to say, if you need to clean yours, use clean distilled vinegar. Okay, it doesn't have to be this particular brand. It could be, any distilled vinegar, as far as I'm concerned. And any kind of baking soda I think would do really good. I'm going to pause this, and I'm going to probably mix this up one more time with the plastic spoon. You'll see me put this on there, and as it starts to foam, I'm going to put a lid on here. Try to keep the gases in and see if that'll kind of help concentrate it. And we'll let it set for maybe another, like I said, maybe 15 minutes, maybe 10. I think we'll go at the 10 mark, see how it looks, and we'll go from there. As you can tell, we have just a few minutes left here. Evidently I didn't have it completely tight because it started spilling out. As you can see, there's still water coming out. I think it's due to the pressure building up, and pressure's got to go somewhere, somehow. So I'm going to go ahead and get my supplies ready. This is just regular water that I poured out of here in this water bottle directly into there. That way it gave me a chance to excuse me, try to rinse off and clean up Storm Shadow. Trying to find a good white Storm Shadow can be done, and some people may want a pretty penny, but be careful because maybe they did the hot peroxide test, and if they do, I've been told that yellowing does come back, and it looks like at one point Storm Shadow here was kind of done that way. Oop. Our timer is now done. Our project is now almost complete. So you are going to be seeing stuff at the same time I do here. Well, not necessarily, because I will be posting it. And wow, I see a huge difference. We'll pick this up. You can see there's a lot of film up on top, and that looks a lot cleaner. I am really surprised. And that was just for, what was it, 10 minutes, 15, something like that? Okay, now we're going to go ahead and stick it in here. Swish it around for a minute. Pick it up. And as you can see, look how cloudy that is. And wow, look how clear that is. I know you might be saying, well, there was still some residue from the baking soda, and might be so. But I think this, it's still a bit yellowed in my mind, and for me, it's not too terribly bad. It's a lot better than what it was. So we'll take a rag here, give me a second, and try to dry it off real quick. It's not completely dry, but there we go. I'm thinking it's a lot better than what it was. You can see Storm Shadow very nicely through there. It's not absolutely perfect, and it don't look brand new, but I like it. I will say that this is acceptable. So maybe next time, if I want to do something like this, maybe take the lid, put the lid on first after I pour the vinegar in. Well, okay, we'll do the vinegar first. Sorry about that, I bumped the table. So what we'll do next time is we'll have a complete clean thing of vinegar, and then we'll do baking soda, filled up in a normal container about this size. Let it soak I'm going to say probably close to an hour just to see if this would get any cleaner. And right now I am currently out of the supplies. I'll have to go to the store and pick up some more supplies to do another project of this. I really like the idea of doing kind of like a myth busting idea on G.I. Joe as far as how to repair action figures, how to try to get them cleaner. I even found a tip and trick on how to repair loose knees, and I was really surprised that it actually worked. And this would be due to my dad teaching me a little ingenuity. Just a little bit of this, and I'm talking very little. Separate the leg here at the thigh, the inside of the thigh. After you take the action figure completely apart, pull the legs out, take screw loose. You want to pull this side off. Keep the side that's hinged on the T-hook. You can wrap it up and over the joint on the inside and then reassemble. Now the hardest part of that would be to trim it away without damaging your action figure or hurting yourself, which I definitely don't recommend doing. Now another thing you could do is pre-cut a piece and then go up and over on the inside and see how it works. So until next time, we're going to try to attempt to find how to clean the Sky Striker to get the decals residue off. Now I've seen someone claims to be using rubbing alcohol. I've tried the 50% to no avail. As you can tell, it's still gummy. I really don't know what else to think of. Actually, we'll put it in there and see if that actually helps. How about that? And we'll set the timer for, I don't know, let's go for 5 minutes and see what happens. Okay, well this is just about done. It's got like about a minute or less. And we're going to go ahead and, oh wow, this really is like, wow, there we go. Come on, there we go. Nice and easy. Now I did this not to try to make it cleaner, but to more or less see if it would help get the residue off. So here's our test. And as you can see, the residue is still right there. It is coming up somewhat, but not as much as I like. So I'm going to say that this test to remove residue is a failure. Next test will be, but since we've already done 2 tests on this, we've tried the rubbing alcohol, the 50%, and that did absolutely nothing at all. So I tried putting this in the baking soda and vinegar to see how that would work, and as you can tell, I mean, it will peel, but not as well as I wanted it to. Maybe if it was fresh and clean, maybe it would be better instead of putting it in dirty. Since we just got done cleaning the G.I. Joe canopy, I'm still really impressed with this. Like I said, we'll have to do a test 3 on this, and we might actually, like I said, put it in fresh and let it set for I want to say about an hour. I don't think it's going to hurt it. It's still good. Nothing is really weak. As you can see, I'm pushing on it pretty good and squeezing. It's still pretty good and solid. So the test of would it survive? 2 thumbs up, way up. Yeah, I kind of like doing this little myth busting idea. Thank you, Hooded Cover Commander 788. Greatly appreciate the idea. I might do this, like I said, on a lot of others. And until next time, Chief 321 out.